Okay, so thank you all for joining in today. To everyone joining live, thank you so much. And to those watching as a video later, keep watching and thank you for your support. To those who don't know me, I'm Frances, the founder of Green Blue Media, a public relations and marketing agency. Yesterday marks a truly special occasion for us as we officially launch in Alberta. I'm incredibly grateful for this journey. With my background in public relations, I aim to help businesses start the right way. So that begins with building a solid brand identity and managing that identity throughout the lifetime of their business. You can learn more about Green Blue Media by visiting us online at www.greenbluemedia.ca. So this live session is happening today because as an agency, again, working with other businesses, I've realized the challenges business owners face in building and marketing their businesses on social media. We've seen common mistakes and opportunities they've missing out on. So that's why yesterday and today, I've lined up some very special experts in social media marketing, in content creation, in PR, that are willing to share their time to discuss how to market a business on social media. So like I said yesterday, I admire these people, and I know I got a lot of value from their content, and I know a lot of you also will benefit from them. My first guest is the founder of Red Digital and Event, a multi-award winning marketing agency based in the UK that has been operating for over 6 years. Beth now also helps social media managers and aspiring agency owners to hit their goals and grow their businesses by sharing her experiences and supporting them through coaching. Hi, Beth. Today, I have some series of questions that I'm going to be asking you, and I'm hoping these questions can help small business owners that are starting up or aspire business owners as well that are online right now, and those that will get to see this video later. My very first question is, uh, what strategies do you find most effective in social media marketing? So, can you share some insight on how businesses can truly leverage social media to drive revenue?
Yeah, of course. I have a bit of a nuanced take on this. I wish I could say there's like one strategy that's going to work for everyone, but I truly think that the best thing you can do for a business on social media is have a personalized approach and have a strategy that feeds
Yeah.
into that individual business's goals and their individual audiences that they're trying to target. But as a rule of thumb, the biggest thing that I think works fantastically for everybody is adopting the principles of the buyer journey, whatever that might look like. There's a ton of models in marketing that you can follow, and all of them are super effective. A couple that come to mind are AIDA, so attract, interest, desire, action. Or the problem awareness model is another one that I love and use all the time. And I think most small businesses who are doing marketing and finding that it's not generating more revenue for them, it's because they're not addressing that buyer journey and there's gaps. So people aren't kind of being led through to the point of making a purchase. There's little drop-offs along the way.
Right. Oh, that's really good one. Thank you so much. And I think a lot of people do skip that part, obviously. And once it's not clear, they're not able to create revenue. So thank you so much. So for the second question is, as someone deeply involved in agency ownership, what key customer service pitfalls have you observed in the industry, and what advice do you offer aspiring business owners striving for exceptional customer service?
Oh, the list is as long as my arm. I see a lot of mistakes in this, especially actually in the marketing agency space. I see a lot of
Right.
marketing agencies fall into the trap of either running before they can walk and kind of taking on too much too soon and not having the systems there to be able to support their customer,
Right.
or simply like the attitude and the approach. For me, I think the biggest part around customer service is the way you look at your clients and the way you think about them. And I consider a lot of my clients that they've been with me for many years. I consider them friends, and their success is really important to me, like on a personal level, beyond just like, oh, I want my customers to get good analytics so I can screenshot it
Right.
and post it on my socials. No, like I truly care whether they get the results or not. And I think when you're building a business, you can kind of get swept up in just like wanting the results. So you're like, okay, I need more customers, and you don't make that connection in the same way. Whereas if you kind of slow everything down and you take the time to connect with each of your clients and care, then usually they feel that, rather than feeling like they're kind of being rushed along and they're just one of the crowd.
Right. Of course, yeah. That personal touch,
Mm.
it's key because every customer is different. So you really have to be able to truly care for someone in order to like, provide the necessary service that they require. So my next guest, who is Denise, she is the queen of content marketing. She is the founder of Mrs. Mary Mac Boutique, and an expert in blending arts and fashion seamlessly online. So, Mrs. Mary Mac Boutique is the first Black-owned boutique in Guelph, Ontario. Denise has a skilled passion for collaborating, bringing creativity and ideas to life in trendy and captivating ways. Welcome, Denise. I love seeing her content, and I'm super happy that she's here right now.
Yay.
Hi,
Hi.
Denise. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
I
you.
know
It's
you're
nice.
very busy, but thank you for sharing your time with me. So, for my first question that I have, is that the fashion industry is known for its ever changing landscape, and you kind of seamlessly bring the same fun, trendiness, and beauty to every scroll on social media. So, your content is visually appealing and easy to digest, making it seem effortlessly created. So, can you share some of the challenges you encounter in crafting such content, and maybe offer some strategies for overcoming them?
I think the first one is consistency.
Yes.
Yeah, so that I think is the number one challenge. You have to make effort to put forward the consistency. The
Yes.
expectation of it being perfect when you first try, or not even analyzing how you can get better. So that is a
Right.
challenge a lot of people face. Sometimes it might be your camera is no good or the lighting where you are is no good. But that's still like just because you're starting out, I think a lot of people are like, well, I'm just starting out, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm not saying it needs to be perfect, but things like lighting is important, proper grammar, and things to grab your audience attention.
Yeah.
So you do have to feel comfortable in the camera, and you should do things that you enjoy. So you can't fake loving clothes. You can't fake that. So if that's what you're doing for content and you really, really are like a shoe lover, it comes through. So I think like just being genuine to yourself and understanding what you really like, and understanding that when you do make this content, not everyone's going to like it.
Yep.
Knowing it's good to repel people with it. I know it sounds not, but yeah, some people won't like your content, and that's okay because you're just streamlining who will like your content. Also, another thing that you would face is just promoting. I feel like with Reels, especially for me, it's hard to promote it on platforms like Instagram. I know TikTok you can, but Instagram has a lot of rules regarding if you're
Yeah.
posting your clothes, your catalogs in there. There's just like a lot of reasons as to why you're not able to post the Reels. So that for me personally is a challenge, because I have the
Hmm.
boutique, so I want people to shop with my boutique. So putting clothing tags in there is like counterproductive. So you kind of have to
Wow.
hope that your audience sees like a higher percentage. And again, don't get caught up in numbers, because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people will get caught up in numbers, caught up in views. But if you're consistent, if you're doing the right thing, like having proper lighting, um, doing the timing, having like break and releases, you will get the audience that appreciates your work. It takes about 3 months for people to kind of adapt, even if they're just watching you, and you're trying to generate sales from that. You should really understand that. Uh,
That's the thing with technology,
I was going to say the joys of live.
right? But she was hitting on some really, really good points there. Um, be comfortable with yourself. Oh, and that not everybody will gonna like your content. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people also get discouraged from creating content, because maybe not having enough views or interactions, or even just having negative comments can just make some people just don't want to be in that space anymore. And it's so good to know, so refreshing to know that someone like her that has a lot of followings are able to tell other people that, hey, don't get caught up in that. Pretty much just keep going. See,
oh, yay!
Good. I guess you also answered my second question, which was, how do you maintain consistency?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Um, pretty much just go for it. Just keep
just go
going.
for it. Yeah, just keep going. That's like the mantra
That's
for every business.
Yeah, just keep going. And I have a final question for you as well. So your collaboration, whether with other businesses or events like the fashion shows, I kind of scroll and saw some of the things that you've been involved in. Those undoubtedly play a pivotal role in your success. So could you share tips for business owners on finding the right collaborators to enhance visibility or generate leads?
I think I know they say it all the time, but finding people who are like-minded is very
Yeah,
important.
yeah,
Also, you can build a community before you reach out to like bigger influencers or bigger brand deals or brands. You can
yes.
actually just build, even if everyone in your group is like 300 or 1,000 followers or whatever, and you can build together if you're like-minded. It's actually very powerful. You notice that maybe like dancers and different types of artists do it, but if
Yes,
you can find like a community, it really, really helps. So I know a lot
yes,
of times people think, oh, I have to wait, or I need to reach out to these people, or I have to give this much money to someone. You don't need to do that. You can actually just start small and just grow. Because like if you look at content, it's literally like you're pushing a huge, gigantic boulder up a hill, and then you're
right,
waiting to like for it to build momentum. So it's just like going down. And that's like there's a lot to do to build it. It's
right.
there's some people who are overnight and they're just like crazy blow up, but most people are not overnight. They have to
No,
have the customer journey, they have to have like the acceptance of your product or you, and they have to like have the trust. And that just comes from repetition and just always saying like I'm here, trust me. And then
mhm,
for collaborators it's the same thing. And then you'll find people that just want to work with you
right.
after a while. Yeah. So it's nice.
Uh, yes, definitely. I know this is not part of the question, but I just feel like I want to ask you this. How long does it take you to create content?
It depends. In the beginning, it took me a long time. Now, depending, like if it's just an easier, it could maybe take like 2 hours. If it's like a longer, or sometimes it'll take me 10 minutes. But if it's super
Right,
long or like more complicated, it could take me like 3 hours, depending.
right,
So, but yeah, it's something you have to commit to and you have to put that in your day-to-day life. And it's okay to take breaks. Like I'm taking a little break right now. Like content creation does
right.
create burnout, which people don't
Yeah,
realize because it's a lot
yeah,
and you're always giving out there and you're always like it's a lot of validation you have to have. It's it's emotional as well, which people don't talk about because you're
right,
making content. Sometimes people don't like it, it falls flat, and you actually put yourself out there. You're putting like your energy and your time out there, and no one's really appreciating it. So you have to also be aware. that's there. So
Right.
it's okay to take breaks, and it's okay to just go when you feel like going, and it's okay to pause when you feel like pausing without damaging. Like it's,
Mhm.
but yeah,
And I hope any small business owner right now starting, um, just know that, like, this is one of the key things that get people discouraged on social media. And I just hope they understand that it's not a 2-minute fix, because your videos, they're not super long. They're like less than a minute sometimes, right?
yeah.
But
Sometimes,
like you're
yeah,
saying,
9 seconds. Yeah, they're
9
short.
seconds. Yeah. But you were saying like it takes like 2 to 3 hours just to create that. So people also need to be aware that, like, it doesn't come easy.
No,
Right? You have to be able to put in the work and
yeah.
to get it done. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's very insightful. Um, because of time, I know you rushing. So if you want to stick around for like maybe another 5 minutes or so, that's fine. If not, you can drop whenever.
Okay.
And if anyone has a question for Denise, please just go ahead and add it in the chat, so I'm able to ask her right now that she's here before she leaves. So with the abundance of softwares and apps available, selecting the right ones for online success can be daunting. So how do you recommend business owners navigate this landscape to choose the most suitable tools for their goals?
Yeah, stop taking everyone's recommendations, honestly. Like, most of the people who are talking about software out there are getting a commission or an affiliate code from it. So just because something
Yes.
looks really slick and someone you follow is talking about it doesn't mean it's the right one. I'm a massive advocate of like workflowing everything. Software isn't the most important thing about getting your business efficient and set up. Your systems internally in the business and the workflows are. Software should just be the thing that helps those happen. So yeah, if you're like going out and buying 10 different softwares and trying to get them all to work together, that's not the one. It's always going to be a massive headache. You're better off
Right.
getting pen to paper of like, what am I doing and what do I need help with, and starting there instead of starting with, ooh, this looks good. Let me give this a try.
And to be honest, I'm also a software junkie. So I'll see because I want to try everything. So
Uh-huh.
I'll watch a YouTube video and I'm like, yeah, maybe let me just try that. And then especially look at even this StreamYard right now. I got it and I'm finding it super hard to navigate it. Meanwhile, I could have just used the Instagram app there. But yes, you're right. Don't just jump on every wagon. Stick to
Yeah, I
what you
mean,
know.
if something has a
Yeah,
free trial, like go in and test it and see if you like it. But what I don't love people doing is like spending hours getting it all set up, getting like their business onboarded onto their software to then realize that it's not quite right. Like, if you're going to think about doing something like that, play with it with like imaginary kind of made up stuff to just see how the system works before you go rolling it out. In the same way that like website designers and software developers will like beta test everything, right? Like they'll make
yes,
sure that it's tested for purpose before they roll it out. Same concept. Like, don't just roll this out into your business as like, this is what we do now, before you've
right.
given something a like in-depth run through.
Like you
Yeah.
mentioned, use the free trials. You know,
Like, even my agency's been running for nearly 7 years now, and we've tested probably every scheduling tool that has existed over the years, and we keep
right,
coming back to we've scheduled everything natively because it just always is less glitchy for us, works a little bit smoother. So like, I could have 3 plugin softwares for that, like one for
right.
TikTok, one for Instagram, and one for some of the other platforms, and we just don't like, more isn't always better, is I guess what I'd
No, it's
like to get
not.
across when it comes to software.
Right. And I'm pretty much the same. I've tested a lot of the scheduling
Mhm.
calendars out there, and I found just my Google Doc. you know, Google Doc works perfect for me. And I feel like some of them are just overpriced for no reason, and
Yeah.
it's not as effective for me. The way
Oh
my
yeah,
mind
for sure.
work and the way I try to do things, it just doesn't work that way. So
No, for me, if a scheduling tool is sending me a notification on my phone to go in and hit the post button, that is not a scheduling tool, so I'm not
right,
using it. Like, there's so many things like that where it's like, oh yeah, this scheduling tool is great, but you can't schedule Instagram stories or you
exactly,
can't schedule TikToks, and I'm like,
right.
then
Or
it
you have to
doesn't do
pay
its job.
more. Right. It's either they have limitations or you have to pay more to add.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I found the ones that for instance, if you like for us that manages so many other accounts, you can only manage like maybe one or two accounts. If you want to
Uh-huh.
manage, if you want to add another account, then you have to pay. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
it's fun.
As an agency that kind of like have so many account that you manage, so it can be very, very costly. So yeah, just focus on what works for you. A simple spreadsheet, Microsoft Word. um
Mm.
yeah, that can help.
Yeah,
That definitely
and
can
there's
help.
nothing wrong with Meta Business Suite. I know everyone hates it, but like
Yeah,
it works the best. It doesn't glitch out. It doesn't
right,
compared to some other schedulers, I'm sure it does every now and then, but we
right.
like using the native platforms, having maybe one extra step here and there isn't gonna change your efficiency in your business and be
No,
like, okay,
no.
well, that one extra step has now added an hour to my day. It'll be 2 minutes.
Right. Yes, and I personally love Meta, like because it just syncs the Instagram and Facebook perfectly, and I
Yeah.
love that. And if I have to go in extra step for LinkedIn, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It just means either I have to expand or Twitter I have to decrease, so it's okay. That
You know
are
what? One thing came to mind when Denise was talking. I think with content creation for small businesses and for social media managers, there's a lot of pressure to like get to the next landmark. Like everyone's
right,
pushing for 10K followers. Everyone's pushing for like a reel with 1 million followers. I just wanted to give a bit of balance to that and point out like you
right.
don't need big numbers. I just hit 2,000 followers today after
Oh,
years
nice.
of being in
Try.
business, and I've been fully booked in my agency
Wow.
many times. My agency accounts only have 500 followers, so don't feel like you've got
Right.
to do these like crazy numbers, and if your reach is low or your numbers are low, that means that you're not doing a good job. You can be a successful business owner with only a few hundred or 8,000 followers.
Definitely outside of social media, right? And
Yeah.
I tend to tell people the same thing too, especially for like clients when they come in, they will say, um, "Oh, I don't have enough followers."
Mhm.
Like I'm like, don't get so fixated on it's just numbers.
Right. And the thing is, that's
You know?
code for I don't have enough customers, and I think that followers are going to give me more of them. That's what they're meaning when they
Right,
say I don't have enough followers. When really, if your content was just really highly converting, you don't need the numbers. You can have,
right,
like I said, 500 followers and have a fully booked agency with like 20
right,
clients, because out of those 500 people, they are more likely to say yes. They are really engaged and the perfect fit. So it's just
right.
like, what do we want? Do we want customers or do we
But
actually want followers? Because 9 times out of 10,
right.
when I work with a client, they don't want followers. They want customers.
Yes, and even if they have the followers, they sometimes don't even know how to engage the followers, you
Yeah.
know, or even what kind of content to create to bring in
Uh-huh.
the followers. So, and a lot of times too, if you look at it as well, they really do not understand their target market. So they just go in there and expecting people to just follow,
Yeah.
right?
It's like,
And
when someone's
mhm,
cooking pasta, they say you should throw it at the wall and see if it sticks to see if it's ready. People are essentially
right,
doing that with their marketing. They're just throwing it at the wall to see if it sticks. And that's not the best strategy.
no,
Instead, if
it's
we put
definitely
pen to
not.
paper and figured it out, it would be a lot more
Right.
effective.
Exactly. And even just learning some of the actual strategies and tactics that you need to employ in order to get people to your business, right? And sometimes I will have some people reach out to me and say, look at this social media platform. I want to do exactly what they're doing. And then you kind of have to tell them that, but your business is not the same, you know,
Like your
and
product is different, your audience is different, so our approach
right.
has to be different.
It has to be. And a lot of times people don't understand that. People just think if it's working for them, it should be working for me as well. And just knowing that you can, there's, and that's the thing, because I feel like if small business owners really do invest in having a coach, right? A marketing coach that will kind of like lead them to what they should be doing, then they will be able to not miss all those critical steps that they take, right? But not having a coach and just jumping into it on your thinking you can do it on your own is really detrimental. Since you're the coach right now that I have here, so can you just kind of let people know the importance of having a business coach in your business to expand your business?
Yeah. I mean, first off, for small business owners as well, I will say either a coach or a really great social media manager or a marketing agency that can support you. I think one or the other is fine. You've got to pick whether you want to learn it or whether you're just happy to outsource it. And for me, having a coach is like someone being able to pull you out of the day-to-day and be able to see things with a clearer view. Like we can often be like, I have a coach that points out things that should be blatantly obvious to me in the world of marketing, because I'm so close, because I'm in it and I'm working on it every day. I'm too emotionally attached. I'm too invested. I can't see things so clearly. So she helps me see an outsider perspective in the way that I do for my clients. And yeah, same for lots of small business owners. If you're able to take that step back and see it from a slightly different perspective, as well as adding in someone else's expertise, you usually will see a lot bigger results, because you're not just acting on emotion or pure gut and hoping for the best. You've got a little bit more structure there.
Yeah. And that also kind of reminded me of something I saw on your profile. I think it was you, that you treat your business like it's a client, right?
Yeah. My
And I
agency
found
is fully onboarded inside of my agency, like as an entirely new client.
Yeah. So can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so same issue really. Like I was trying to juggle everything. I was like many small business owners, where I was doing my marketing, I was doing my sales, my accounting, my business development, like everything was on me. And I was really struggling as we grew to keep everything running. And the first thing that bit the dust usually was marketing, because it felt like, oh, just one post and what's the big deal? But it was a big deal, and it was slowing down how many sales we were making, and it was having a bigger impact on the business. So they reached a point where I decided to use my agency, stop putting the onus of marketing on myself, and actually bring it into the agency as a client for my team to deliver on, and change the game for us, because now we were putting just as much care into our own marketing as we did to our clients' marketing. We had the same approach. We didn't like cut any corners and just because it was us kind of be like, oh yeah, no, we're fine. We did full onboarding, full meeting with one of our team, asking questions as if they didn't know the answers. And it really helped. We started to see a massive influx of incoming leads because we took it more seriously.
Yes. As the owner, you kind of have a vision for your business, and you kind of have a way of how you want it to go. But sometimes your team, not everyone kind of see that vision, right? So when you treat it like a client and everyone is contributing to the success of it, to the planning and strategizing, and then everybody kind of get it, and then you're able to create like a better. Yeah, go ahead.
100%. I think as well, we can be guilty as owners, as we can have a plan in our head that we think we've we've relayed well. And we haven't. We've left out details, or our team just didn't know that that was where we were going. But because it's all we eat, breathe, sleep, and think about all day long, we think it's like obvious. So it pulls out some of that detail as well that maybe is flying around in my head that I haven't formally announced to the rest of the team.
For those that are online, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you also. Thank everyone for joining. And I hope you found today's discussion valuable. So for more information about this session, you can check out, I created a blog post where I compile yesterday's session and today's session. Also, I'm going to go back in and add it to that. So if you want to understand what this live is about, please go onto our latest blog on greenbluemedia.ca. You will also learn about all the guests that we had yesterday and today, and their information is also there. So if you want to click on their links and see their services, all that information is compiled. And also if you visit the Green Blue Media website as well, we have free resources. I have a social media strategy template for new business owners that you can use. If you don't know about your target audience, we spoke about that today briefly. But if you want to know who your audiences are, try to understand them. So I also have a free templates there for you that you can go ahead and download. So thank you so much today. And thank you so much, Beth. I really appreciate you coming. I really appreciate you coming and sharing your knowledge. And I'm really, really hoping that there's a lot of value in it. And I'm hoping that a lot of people that will see this video after get to take from. So you have a good day or night or morning. It's morning to you, right?
Yeah. It's I'm in Bali traveling, so I'm not in the UK, so it's morning for me now.
Oh, nice. Oh, thank you so much. I guess you can go back to rest. It's a holiday.
Thanks very much. I'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.